Very good morning. I am Dr. Praveen M. Kulkarni. I am a professor at the KLS Institute of Management Education Research, Belagavi, which is located in Karnataka, India. I have my colleagues and the co-authors over there for this presentation, Dr. Lakshminarayana, Dr. Basavaraj Tigadi, Dr. Sattagouda, and Dr. Ameet Kulkarni. Today, our topic revolves around industry-wise prioritization of DIEB initiatives in India, okay, which basically looks from diversity, equity, inclusion, and belongingness. This is something which is based on the latest developments in SDGs or the Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. And we used to understand these aspects through the people and the respondents and using the APH over there. Okay. And we try to use something called as fuzzy techniques and TOPSIS to evaluate the rankings towards the which of these aspects they are ready towards this. Okay. And we took people from IT, finance, healthcare, education, manufacturing, and hospitality over there. Okay. So we try to look towards people and how they are looking towards these aspects of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belongingness over there. Okay. And to understand this, basically we look towards as to how with the globalization and interconnectivity word over there, diversity is something which is very crucial over there. Okay. And how they're treating equally over there, inclusion of the people and making the people belong over there. And that is where the sustainable and ethical behavior of the leaders comes into the picture. This is happening at a large level over there, but yet we find that we require some more areas where you find people look towards accepting these aspects as a such. Okay. Even though one of the biggest thing what we learned over there is that we find with the COVID thing told us some kind of disparity somewhere over there, and people also came into together. So there is something which we require to understand more in depth of it. COVID was, people might have spoken about COVID a lot, but when we look at it from this perspective, it has taught us that inclusiveness, okay, and bringing together people at one level tries to give a solution towards it. So that looked at from a different perspective for us. Okay. So from the Indian point of view, we started to look towards understanding these things. Our literature reviews try to look towards as to how the organizational sustainability innovations over there integrated the DEIB principles into the HRM systems of the organization as such. Okay. And we started to look towards as to how the organizations try to look towards in comparison to the Western worlds over there. Okay. A reason why India comes into the picture over there is that India operates on a very different, diverse kind of an ecosystem. Culturally we are there, but the ethnicity, the backgrounds, okay, we are on a very different over there. So acceptance of this are varied on a different notes over there. So one of the best part of all this is that even though we are diverse, we are united. Okay, now that is also one more part of it. Okay, so but these things as to how we look towards the on the workplace as such. Okay, and how the organizations are promoting the DEIB over there. Okay, different among the different organization members over there, people from different age groups over there. Okay, because we are finding in India something with regards to age group over there. We find a lot of young people over there. Okay, and less of older people, and that brings something with the old people how they're trying to understanding over them or something which is very interesting. Unlike in some other countries where younger, older population is more, younger population is less. But in India, it's a reverse way over there. Okay, how to look towards these aspects? Okay, we are trying to understand it in this people, in this research over there. Okay, and in the Indian context, we try to look towards how the labor laws are addressing these kind of things. Okay, we have got a very stringent labor laws. Okay, for any kind of unfair practices with regards to any of these aspects of as a such. Okay, so it has been followed in India, and most of the organizations do follow this. Okay, but yet we find we need to bring in still more awareness to take the talent to the next level over there. So we try to understand as such, we need to look towards from the healthcare point of view, we look towards from the IT point of view, okay, and we use this fuzzy technique and put across over there. Okay, so we framed our criteria over there, how the leaders are committed towards it, how the policies have been framed, and how the inclusive culture has been created as such. Okay, so those become the main goals over there. Okay, based on these goals, we try to have the industries as such. We took 6 industries. Okay, and we started to use these 6 industries and use the fuzzy technique, okay, to evaluate as such. Okay, while evaluating, we used people from different backgrounds, the age groups, and so on. Okay, so we find it with the people with the male, female, different age groups. Okay, middle level, senior level, we use. In all, 120 people participated in this study. And based on this, we created a weightage towards it. Okay, so we used the weightages in terms of how the leadership is committed towards the DEIB, how they have framed the policies towards it, how they're trying to bring in inclusive culture. Two aspects which are related to the HR. Okay, that is employee engagement and talent acquisition over there. Okay, how they are trying to look at it. And when we look towards the weightages over there, we have looked towards the leadership commitment to be at the highest as such. Reason, it is the top-down approach which brings in this kind of a thing. Okay, so it's a vision of the leaders, how they are in terms of bringing in this kind of an culture within the organization as such. And when we looked at it, the results showed that, okay, results showed that of this, if you rank it over there, IT companies, they are perfect in terms of bringing in this kind of DBEs as such. Okay, they have done a lot of work over there. Okay, and the efforts been taken by the IT companies in terms of bringing in DEIB are magnificently higher. Okay, not to say that the hospitality or they are weaker over there. They have implemented over there. All the organizations have complied as per the government rules and regulations which are required over there. Maybe somewhere down the line they have failed in terms of talent acquisition and employee engagement. Okay, but leadership, okay, policies and framework, all the 6 have given a lot of priority over there. All have given over there. But we do find with hospitality over there, they are not able to look towards these 2 aspects, that is employee engagement and talent acquisition. Okay, now what happens in this case is that there is a lot of job turnover that happens in this sector. Okay, and especially even in manufacturing nowadays is also having a lot of this aspect of the job turnover as such. It is significantly higher. Okay, so considering this aspect, we find the area. Okay, but in case of IT, they are able to maintain a good amount of these 6 aspects, these 5 areas of the 5 criteria. That is why we find a good amount of ranking that comes as a second order. Okay, banking and finance, that is ranked as second. Okay, and when we look at the banking over there, they are able to take care of the people. They are able to put across their cultures very well. Employee engagements are good. Okay, but over there, why they have got second order is again talent acquisition order. Okay, we find the acquiring the right talent coming over there is a biggest challenge. Healthcare, why it comes down over there? Again, one of the thing is talent acquisition. There's a huge shortage of gap for the people in the healthcare as such. Okay, and same where there's a talent shortage in agriculture, is in education and manufacturing. Okay, so all these things come into a different platform. Okay, and that is where the analysis came into the picture for us. Okay, and the results showed that IT companies are able to implement it effectively. IT companies have been done a good amount of DBA implementations and so on. Okay, and our the AHP. Okay, that is where the analysis showed over there. Okay, that the method of the hierarchical method. Okay, the fuzzy AHP method over there. It showed a lot of inference with regards to as to how the criteria have been evaluated as such. So considering that, companies which are we looked over there, they still need to look towards more from the employee engagement and acquisition. That would increase their ranking in the future. That is what it comes down to it. Okay, so they can look it from more from the future point of view, trying to look towards as to how they can compare and look study from the IT industry and try to make it over there. Okay, so that is where it comes. Okay, next one, we want to use these 5 criterias again to compare between different industries. There are many other industries which we are not able to cover. We have only taken 6. Okay, there is foundry, there is machinery. Okay, There are other like a garment industry, okay, you name it. Okay, now the garment industry with the new change in the tariffs over there, it has hit over there. How they're trying to look towards inclusiveness over there. Okay, how DEB would be there. Okay, that would be a good research area that would come into the picture. Okay, so that would be something which would be a futuristic way of looking towards or understanding these inclusiveness over there. Okay, so to conclude at this point of time, okay, we find that the DBs, okay, which has been there, okay, in terms of readiness, okay, we need to look towards preparing for the talent acquisitions for all the sectors, okay. Even if you want to, I would like to conclude over there telling that even for ITs, with the new change in the ecosystem of the global market, okay, these DBs again would change drastically because they would hit the pockets. And when they hit the pockets over there, the things do change. Okay, but if they're able to manage all this and still able to maintain those DEBs, it would add value to the organization as such. Okay, so with this, we conclude our presentation. We would like to thank the organizers for giving us an opportunity and accepting our paper, okay, and making a part of this wonderful conference as such. On behalf of our team, okay, Lakshminarayana, okay, Basavaraj, Sattagouda, and Amit, we would like to thank the organizers for including our manuscript, giving us an opportunity to be a part of this wonderful conference over there. Okay. With this, we close our presentation. We are open for any kind of an discussions or queries over there. Thanks a lot.